Hey guys, it's me, Cali. Welcome to July's Dice and Deal Challenge. This is the page that I created based on our prompts this month. I would love it if you'd stick around. I'd be happy to show you how I created this page. And when you're done, make sure you check out the Dice and Deal group on Facebook. I would love to have you join me over there. Each month, I take my deck of inspiration cards. This deck is from Cali Give Hand. And I roll a pair of dice. And based on the number rolled, we pull a corresponding amount of cards and create a journal page based on those prompts. If that sounds like fun, I would love it if you'd stick around. I'd be happy to show you how we do it, and I encourage you to join along. Let's get started. Oh, another big one this month. 11. All right. I'll shuffle the deck. Wow. Alright, this will be fun. Layers upon layers. Let's deal 11 cards and see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to go in descending order, so from the top down. I'm not going to peek, and here we go. Use black gesso or black paint to cover something up. Well, I don't have any black gesso, so I'm going to use some black acrylic paint, and that's actually a perfect first prompt. So let me get my journal and get some paint, and I'll be right back. Let's get started. This is my Delusions journal by Ranger. You can see I had to break down and put some duct tape on it. I finally split the spine, but that's how you know you're doing it right. And it's funny because I normally gesso my pages before I do them, and this time I didn't. So it's kind of serendipity that we're starting with a ground, if you will. So use black gesso or black paint to cover something up. What we're going to cover up is this blank page. I've already put down some wax paper, and I'm going to use this Americana multi-surface satin in black tie. I've already got some in my old palette dish. And we're just going to cover the entire page. So I do have masking tape down. I try to at least do that to prevent any spillage through. I may let this dry. This is coming out really light. So I may do 2 coats of this just so we have a really deep black as opposed to gray. I don't know how that's coming up on the camera, but it looks pretty light to me. So I think I'm going to do that, you guys. I'm going to let this first coat dry, and then I'm going to go over it one more time. So I'll see you back here when that's done. Okay, this is mostly dry now. I have no idea why I thought it was important to put 2 coats on, because we're going to be covering it up. But anyway, on to the next prompt. Use an alphabet stencil. Well, I have an alphabet stencil, and let me go get it and find something to, I don't know if we'll do spray ink or not sure. So when I make up my mind, I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back with my Andy Skinner alphabet spaghetti stencil, and I'm gonna get really wild and crazy here and use some white acrylic spray, and this is actually a Deco Art Media Mister in a different bottle. I love my Deco Art Media Misters, but it is kind of hit and miss with the spray bottle. They can be difficult, but I salvaged the white, and I figured this will show up the best. I've also thought about yellow, but I wasn't really digging the bumblebee thing, so, although I love bumblebees. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to spray enough so it shows. Oh yeah, I love it. And then maybe I don't know. Yeah, I'll keep going this way. Doesn't that look cool, you guys? Oh, I really like that a lot. Hello. Okay, I'm going to stamp this off on an old page and let this dry and be back. But yeah, wow, that's really cool. Okay, so far so good. 2 down, another one to go. I'll be back. This is nice and dry. I love it. Third prompt. Add doodles or text using a white pen or marker. Well, that will fit right in, won't it? Let me go get, I believe I have a white Sharpie paint pen. And if not, I definitely have a white Signal Uniball gel pen. So let me grab those and okay, so sure enough, I have a white Sharpie. This is oil-based paint marker. It's a big fat nib. And I really am hesitant to cover this up, but get real, Cali. There's 8 more prompts after this. So sometimes I take a picture of my progress as I go along. If there's a part that I really like a lot, I do what I want. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I am just going to, I'm not going to say randomly, but I'm just going to do some squiggles around the page. Let's go down here. This might make a really cool resist too. If I think we did that once before. I came in with some spray inks on top of the Sharpie marker. But yeah, I'm just gonna do this. And a little up here. How about one more over in this spot? And maybe last one right here. Okay, I'm gonna call that doodled. What do you think? While I have you here, let's just pull the next prompt, shall we? Add tissue paper or colored paper towel. Well, we can do that. So you know I'm going to be back with some decoupage and some tissue paper. And we will put that on. So I'll see you. I decided to just keep with the black and white theme, and I just grabbed some white tissue. This is probably leftover wrapping paper. And I'm going to just rip it. And I have my Deco Art Decoupage matte finish, and I am right at the end of the bottle, so I'm just going to dip directly into it, and I'm not going to cover the whole page. I'm just going to do like strips. I was really hoping for a spray ink prompt. I may regret those words. So we could see some of this resist, but it will work out to be whatever it's going to be. And, whoop, including that rip. I figured I would get this wet enough at the top here, which, look at me go. Alright, so we'll lay some of these down. And I'm trying not to put too much time into, you know, when I pull the prompt and what I decide to do. I'm not timing myself, but I'm trying to go a little fast. Or not dwell on it too much, actually not go fast. I'm not trying to rush. But I don't want to overthink it, which I can be very guilty of sometimes. So I'm just running with my gut here, which tells me to rip that. And what do you guys think? Is that enough? Let's do a couple coming from the top here. I want to go thin. Right here. Yeah, see, I say I don't want to overthink it, and then I start overthinking it. It's alright. And I'll just put a little bit at the top here. And while this dries, I'll draw the next prompt. Of course, I have decoupage all over my fingers now. I wear an old apron when I do this so I can just wipe my fingers on it. Okay, that was that. let's pull a next card and see what we have here. Use a crafty tool with paints or spray inks. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. Ask and you shall receive. A crafty tool like, oh, it says punchinella, a doily, sponge, masks, mesh, plastic needle canvas. Okay, so some kind of stencil-y. Maybe I have some cool stuff. All right, let me grab a crafty tool and some of my spray inks, and we'll meet you back here and see if we can't get some of that resist dry. And we're gonna get it wet now anyway, so I'm not worried about it at all. I went through my stash and I came up with this. These were all sent to me in Happy Mail. Here's some really big punchinella, and for those of you who don't know what punchinella is, it's just what's left over after they make sequins. So it's sequin waste. I'm just going to lay that down, and then I have some smaller pieces. Can you see that okay? There you go. And I don't know. Gotta cover the whole page, right? This is a piece of I think it's like a dish mat or something, or a shelf liner. Again, it was sent to me in Happy Mail, but I'm going to kind of line it up on the circles here. Not caring too much at all. Not actually caring more than I'm letting you know. And I have, oh, and I broke down and got a rag so I don't have to wipe my hands on my apron. I brought out, I know you're going to be shocked, my Deco Art Media Misters, and it can't be a project unless we have some purple and blue. So I have purple, primary cyan, and turquoise. I was digging the black and white thing, and I brought out my white again. But I think it's time for some color, and maybe we'll get some like cool galaxy effects. What do you think? I'm going to move this off here. I forgot to lay down my, try to protect my board here, because these sprays are permanent, but some of the mess is the fun, right? Okay guys, you know what, let's do that. Why not? I will go in first with the turquoise, and hopefully these are cooperating, because of course I didn't check them. Some of them have a fine spray, some are more direct, if you will. Just going to randomly, let's do some cyan. It's a brand new one. Ooh. Yeah, I'm on my second batch of these misters. That's how much I love them. I've repurchased. So even though, like I said, sometimes the, you know, just try to keep this clean. Even then, it doesn't always work. Like I said, with my white, I had to give up and put it in a different bottle. But they're so vibrant and good and permanent that it's kind of worth whatever hassle. Oh, and yeah, purple, which is super dark. I was going to do my, I have like violet and magenta, but let's just keep it with these guys. And I think I will go over with some of the white, which is a shimmer mister, I believe. Maybe that'll give us some galaxy stuff going on. And of course the book that I'm wiping stuff off in is across the room, so I'm just going to turn these over onto this page. And maybe someday that'll be the basis for another journal page. Don't waste your supplies. Yeah, and guys, if you don't have some of this stuff, feel free to substitute whatever you want. There's no, you know, these challenges are meant to be fun, not stress you out, so it's a good way to use your imagination. What do you think? I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not real happy with the fact that it looks like a diamond up there from this one, but maybe in the long run that's exactly how it should be, so I don't know. And I'm going to let this dry, and while it dries, I'm getting this stuff all over my hands. Let's pull another card, shall we? So what number was that? That was number 5. We have 6 more prompts to go. Where are our cards? Here we go. Where's the ones we already did? Under here. Okay, guys, let's see. Use a color you typically do not use. Well, these are colors I typically do use. Colors I don't typically use would be pinks, yellows, oranges, reds. Yeah, those colors. So let me figure out. My first instinct is to grab some yellow. And I think once this settles down and dries, maybe the yellow will pop, but I don't know, pink goes good too. See, there I go, overthinking. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, total change of plans, which happens when you overthink things, right? No, I'm telling you, my intuition told me that I should use brown, and brown is not a color that I typically use. So I have this set of watercolors that I've never used. I recently got these at a garage sale. They're Pelican watercolors, and I've just spritzed them with my water bottle here, and I'm also going to spritz my page, and I'm basically just gonna smear brown in the white areas. Okay, let me move these cards, and maybe we'll drip it down. I'm not sure, you guys. And I should have tested these colors out, but I didn't. I'm just gonna go with the flow. So let's see. I'm sorry you can't really, maybe I can move these over here. Hang on a second. Let's see. There we go. All right, nice and juicy. And I just want to, I don't really want it to run down the page, but maybe a little bit. So in those areas where the ink didn't come through that punchinella, so the white part, yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know. What do you guys think? I should have got a paper towel. I could kind of blot it. Should I do that? Maybe I will. Or not. Let's see. Just do a wash all over. Yeah, I am going to grab a paper towel and blot this off. Or not. Maybe not. Because this is going to dry pretty light. What do you think? Just kind of mellowed it out. I know it looks very dark there. You can't really see the, or maybe you can. Alright, I'm not going to make it too wet. I am not going to blot it off. I'm going to leave it just like that. And I may live to regret this. And the fact that it's a watercolor too, obviously it's not permanent. So if we put something wet on top of this, it's going to move. So, but I'm willing to take that challenge. All right. Once again, let's let this dry. And while that's drying, there's our cards here. Let's pull another one. Add collage elements. Let me read what this says here. Newspaper bits, dictionary pieces, magazine images, words, fabric bits, bits of scrap paper, junk mail, stickers, labels, tags, photos, transparencies, rub-ons, etc. Collage elements. Okay, I'll be back with some of those. Okay guys, so I rated my stash and I have a lot of Happy Mail donations in here. I think where we're going to go, and I'm just going to go with it, is to use this Gypsy girl as a focal image somehow. And I have this big piece of black cardstock, which I don't know if I'm going to create a mountain range or a castle or something out of. Somehow I feel like I need that. And I also have a large sheet of this 7 Gypsies scrapbook paper. This was sent to me in Happy Mail. It's beautiful. I may cut out some elements from that. And all of these kinds of, I'm really not sure where I want to go, but somewhere. And I have this guy. He was from a newspaper. There's a coupon on the back. a postcard, and these I cut from an envelope I received. So I just grabbed some random things. This I printed off years ago, back when the internet was new. You could see the lines from my cheap printer. This was from some packaging. Maybe I'll give the Gypsy some wings. So this is what I'm thinking. I have no set plan. I don't want to completely cover up the background, so I have a lot of elements here. I may not use, you know, I might use one, I might use all of them, who knows. To adhere them to the page, I'm probably going to use a combination of my Aleene's Clear Tacky Glue. I have an Elmer's glue stick, which I don't use these near enough. I should use these more with my paper. I tend to use the decoupage all the time, and it's not really needed. So, but I have it. So one of those, and then, you know, obviously I'm going to just be cutting things out. So I'm not going to show you all that. I'll show you when I get her done, and we'll be back here and see where it turns out. But I figured I'd show you where we're at. I obviously just used the Gypsy and some of those round clock cutouts that I had gotten in Happy Mail. These two I colored with my Tim Holtz Distress Stain in Vintage Photo. I use this stuff all the time. And the only other things that I added that you hadn't seen are these die cuts. And again, I was blessed to receive these in Happy Mail. And I just colored them with the Distress Stain again. And I went over them with a little bit of this Rub and Buff in Antique Gold. And I used some of my DecoArt Metallic Luster. This one's in Copper Kettle. And you just need the tiniest bit on your, I use my finger and just kind of brush it along. You could use it on cardboard, metal, pretty much anything. So I did not use the glue stick, and I didn't use the decoupage. I only used the clear tacky gel glue, and again, this is drying, mostly just the embellishments. So while that dries, and I have to tell you guys, I'm a little nervous because as far as I'm concerned, this page could pretty much be done. And we have 4 more prompts to go. So I don't know, and I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna, you know, that's the whole idea. But 11 prompts for a journal page is a lot, and I know you'll agree. And like I said, you guys can cheat, but I'm not going to. So here we go with the next one. And hopefully I can just do minimal damage here, but we'll see. Journal with a permanent pen. Okay, that's funny. An idea just came to my mind, and you know what? I think that what I'm going to do is get one of my Uniball. I have a black one too, which is like a black ink pen, permanent pen, and let's write the words to Gypsy, the Stevie Nicks song. What do you think? Good idea, right? Okay guys, I'll show you how I'm going to get started on this, and then I'll finish off camera. I did find a Uniball black permanent pen, and I'm going to write the words to the song Gypsy by Fleetwood Mac. I believe Justin Hayward from the Moody Blues actually wrote that song. But anyway, I'm going to write it in this background here. I'm going to leave all of these focal images alone, and I'm just going to use this backspace here. I will do cursive, and I have to turn this around, and I apologize, but I'll just show you, and I'll put as much of the song here as I can. And also, I will link the song and put the lyrics behind, underneath the video. So I'm back to the Velvet Underground. Alright, and I'm, again, just going to continue to squeeze it in where I can, and if it ends mid-song, that's where it'll be, but I'll show you when I'm done. You probably can't see that at all, but you will. Alright, so I'm going to finish that up, and then we'll be back with the last line in, and I really like this. It's starting to grow on me. If I look at it too hard, though, I start to pick things apart, so I'm not going to. Let's move on to our next prompt. We have 3 cards left. Write something with your non-dominant hand. We just got done writing. Maybe I could squeeze in those last lines, like down the border or something. Okay, I'm not really too happy about that. I'm gonna stop not being happy about it. Let me go get my pen again. Sharpie pen instead. Doesn't really matter. I am right-handed, so I'm going to use my left hand, and once again, I apologize, I'm gonna have to turn this. The last lines of the song are, "You see you're a gypsy," so I'm just going to, oh my gosh, stop whining. I'm gonna try to do this cursive. You see your, oh wow. We'll do a big one. G, Y, P, S, Y. I think my grandson could have done a better job. All right, that's that. I tried not to get too annoyed. I'm not gonna think anything. 2 more cards. Let's move on, shall we? Use spray inks, then blot the page. Ruh-roh. More spray ink, huh? Maybe I could use it very strategically. All right, let me pull some out. Maybe we'll get the black and white again. I'm not really gonna go in with much color. All right, I'll be back. Example, I decided to go in with my Deco Art Medium Mister in black. And this is one of the sprayers that, try as I might, I can't get it to work. So we're going to make it work. I'm going to cover up just the Gypsy and some of this blue clock, maybe a little bit of this yellow here. And I don't have another empty spray bottle. So what I'm going to do is take some of this and pour it into my palette dish here. And you can see it's very watery, so I'm not going to water it down. Excuse me, I have an old toothbrush, and we're just going to do some spattering, and the card says to blot it after we're done. So hopefully this will do a little bit of aging and antiquing. Let's see what we get. I don't want it to be too much. I would like it on those gears a little. Oh yeah, and then we're gonna blot it, right? Don't forget to blot it. And I have a paper towel here. Let's see. You know, in a way that kind of ties things together a little bit. What do you think? Not too shabby. Should I do more? Oh, that's the dangerous question. Maybe a little more. Let's just cover her up. I'm gonna go in one more time, guys. Why not? It's only art, right? Let's get that blue one a little bit. I kind of like aging that so they don't look so fresh and tidy. And all right, I think we're good. What do you think? Let's blot. The blotting party. I kind of like it. I was really nervous. Now we still have one more prompt to go, so I could be crying the blues in a minute, but right now I'm kind of happy. So let's put that aside. I will not let that go to waste. And let's draw our last prompt, you guys. I'll let this dry, but let's see what we have here anyway, shall we? Wow, 11 prompts. Thanks for sticking in here. Ready? Drip or spray watered down paint. Oh, here we go again. You know, my first thought right now was gold. So I'm gonna water down some gold paint, and maybe we could just like drip it from the top a little, have it go down, not too much. That's my thought. Let me get all this together and see where that takes us. I changed my mind, as I like to do. I am going to use gold, and I have this Decor Elegant Finish. This one's in glorious gold. I've watered it down a lot in my palette dish, and I'm going back to the toothbrush. I decided I didn't want heavy drips coming down, and we're too close to the end now, and I still like it, so I'm going to just dip my toothbrush again. We'll cover her back up, and this isn't exactly a spray, it's more of a splatter, but I'm going to take that artistic liberty and just go with it. Let's see. I hope this isn't too thick. I don't want, too much. What do you think? That's more than enough, isn't it? Okay. You guys, I'm kind of in love with it, except for this big splotch right here. Let's get rid of that. I really, really like how this page turned out. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I'll definitely insert some pics when it's nice and dry. I can't believe we did another 11 prompt page. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'll put all the links below to the Dyson Deal group, my social media links, as well as all the products I used in today's journal page. So I'll see you guys next month, and come join us over at Dyson Deal on Facebook. It's a lot of fun, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Peace and love.